आइए देखते हैं इस सेशन में ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट, मानव विकास और ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट के जो फैक्टर्स हैं वो जीनेटिक्स एंड इन्वायरमेंट, जेनेटिक एंड इन्वायरमेंटल कंडीशंस। और किसी भी कंट्रीज़ के लिए, फॉर एनी कंट्री, एवरेज अचीवमेंट in health, education, nutrition and standard of living. These are the factors for human development. यदि हम 2023 के ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स की बात करते हैं, इंडिया रैंक्स 132 आउट ऑफ 191 कंट्रीज। 2023 का ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स 132 191 नेशंस में। अब कुछ और बेसिक जो तथ्य हैं इसे हम देखें। ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट, द वर्ड्स ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट आर नॉट न्यू टू यू। Look around you, almost every that you can see and many that you cannot grows and develops. These may be plants, cities, ideas, nations, relationships, or even you yourself. What does this mean? Come to a growth and development. Both growth and development refer to changes over a period of time. The difference is that growth is quantitative and value neutral. It may have a positive or negative sign. This means that change may be either positive, showing an increase, or negative, indicating a decrease. Development means a qualitative change which is always value positive. This means that development cannot take place unless there is an increment or addition to the existing conditions. Development occurs when positive growth takes place. Yet, positive growth does not always lead to development. Development occurs when there is a positive change in quality. For instance, if the population of a city grows from 1 lakh to 2 lakhs over a period of time, we say the city has grown. However, if facilities like housing, provision of basic services and other characteristics remain the same, then this growth has not been accompanied by a development. Can you think of a few more examples to differentiate between growth and development? For many decades, a country's level of development was not measured only in terms of the economic growth. This means that the bigger the economy of the country, the more developed it was considered. Even though this growth didn't really mean much change in the lives of most people. The idea that the quality of life people enjoy in a country, the opportunities they have and freedoms they enjoy are important aspects of development is not new. These ideas were clearly spelled out for the first time in the late 80s and early 90s. The works of two Asian economists, Mehboob ul Haq and Amartya Sen, are important in this regard. The concept of human development was introduced by Dr. Mehboob ul Haq. Dr. Haq has described human development as development that enlarges people's choices and improves their lives. People are central to all development under this concept. These choices are not fixed but keep on changing. The basic goal of development is to create conditions where people can live meaningful lives. A meaningful life is not just a long one. It must be a life with some purpose. This means that people must be healthy, be able to develop their talents, participate in society, and be free to achieve their goals. Now, do you know that cities can also grow negatively? Look at the photographs of this tsunami affected city. Are natural disasters the only reasons for negative growth in a city's size? Dr. Mehboob ul Haq and Professor Amartya Sen were close friends and have worked together under the leadership of Dr. Haq to bring out the initial human development reports. Both these South Asian economists have been able to provide an alternative view of development, a man of vision and compassion. Pakistani economist Dr. Mehboob ul Haq created the Human Development Index in 1990. According to him, development is all about enlarging people's choices in order to lead long, healthy lives with dignity. The United Nations Development Programme has used this concept of human development to publish the Human Development Report annually since 1990 से. Dr. Huq's flexibility of mind and ability to think out of the box can be illustrated from one of his speeches, where he quoted Shaw saying, "You see things that are and ask why. I dream of things that never were and ask why not." Nobel laureate Professor Amartya Sen, who gave the welfare economics concept, saw an increase in freedom or decrease in unfreedom as the main objective. Nobel laureate Professor Amartya Sen saw an increase in freedom or decrease in unfreedom as the main objective of development. Interestingly, increasing freedom is also one of the most effective ways of bringing about development. His work exposed the role of social and political institutions and processes in increasing freedom. The works of these economists are path-breaking and have succeeded in bringing people to the center of any discussion on development. Leading a long and healthy life, being able to gain knowledge and having enough means to be able to live a decent life are the most important aspects of human development. Therefore, access to resources, health, and education are the key areas in human development. Suitable indicators have been developed to measure each of these aspects. Can you think of some? Very often, people don't have the capability and freedom to make even basic choices. This may be due to their inability to acquire knowledge, their material poverty, social discrimination, inefficiency of institutions, and other reasons. This prevents them from leading healthy lives, being able to get educated, or to have the means to live a decent life. Building a people's capabilities in the areas of health, education, access to resources is therefore important in enlarging their choices. If people don't have capability in these areas, their choices also get limited. For example, an uneducated child cannot make the choice to be a doctor because her choice has got limited by her lack of education. Similarly, very often poor people cannot choose to take medical treatment for disease because their choice is limited by their lack of resources. The four pillars of human development, just as any building is supported by pillars, the idea of human development is supported by the concept of equity, sustainability, productivity, and empowerment. Equity refers to making equal access to opportunities available to everyone. The opportunities available to people must be equal, irrespective of their gender, race, income, and in the Indian case, caste. Yet this is very often not the case and happens in almost every society. For example, in any country, it is interesting to see which group the most of the school dropouts belong to. This should then lead to an understanding of the reasons for such behavior. In India, a large number of women and persons belonging to socially and economically backward groups drop out of the school. This shows how the choices of these groups get limited by not having access to knowledge. Sustainability means continuity in the availability of opportunities. To have sustainable human development, each generation must have the same opportunities. All environmental, financial, and human resources must be used keeping in mind of the future. Misuse of any of these resources will lead to fewer opportunities for future generations. A good example is the importance of sending girls to education. If a community does not stress the importance of sending its girls' children to school, many opportunities will be lost to these young women when they grow up. Their career choices will be severely curtailed, and this should affect other aspects of their lives. So each generation must ensure the availability of choices and opportunities to its future generations. Productivity here means human labor productivity or productivity in terms of human work. Such productivity must be constantly enriched by building capabilities in people. Ultimately, it is people who are the real wealth of nations. Therefore, efforts to increase their knowledge or provide better health facilities ultimately leads to better work efficiency. Empowerment means to have the power to make choices. Such power comes from increasing freedom and capability. Good governance and people-oriented policies are needed to empower people. The empowerment of socio-economic disadvantaged groups is of special importance. A process of human development. See the facts. There are many ways of looking at the problem of human development. Some of the important approaches are income approach, second one is the welfare approach, and third one the minimum needs approach, and fourth one the capabilities approach. So listen again. There are important approaches of human development. One, the income approach. Two, the welfare approach. The minimum needs approach, and last one the capability approach. Here these are the facts here. Now come to the meaning of human development. The Human Development Index ranks the countries based on their performance in the key areas of health, education, and access to resources. These rankings are based on a score between 0 to 1 that of a country earns from its record in the key areas of human development. The life expectancy of birth. Higher life expectancy means that people have a greater chance of living longer and healthier lives. The adult literacy rate and the gross enrollment ratio represent access to knowledge. The number of adults who are able to read and write and the number of children enrolled in schools. So how easy or difficult it is to access knowledge in a particular country. Access to resources, how it is measured? Access to resources is measured in terms of purchasing power in US dollars. Each of these dimensions is given a weightage of 1/3. The Human Development Index is a sum total of the weights assigned to all these dimensions. The closer a score is to 1, the greater is the level of human development. Therefore, a score of 0.983 would be considered very high, while 0.268 would mean a very low level of human development. The Human Development Index measures attainments in human development. It reflects what has been achieved in the key areas of human development, yet it is not the most reliable measure. This is because it does not say anything about the distribution. The Human Poverty Index is related to the Human Development Index. This index measures the shortfall in human development. Approaches to human development. Say the income approach. This is one of the oldest approaches to human development. Human development is seen as being linked to income. The idea is that the level of income reflects the level of freedom on individual in choice. Higher the level of income, the higher is the level of human development. Next approach, welfare approach. This approach looks at human beings as beneficiaries or targets of all development activities. The approach argues for higher government expenditure on education, health, social, secondary and amenities. People are not participants in development but only passive recipients. The government is responsible for increasing levels of human development by maximizing expenditure on welfare. Now come to the basic needs approach. This approach was initially proposed by the International Labour Organization ILO. 6 basic needs, that is the health, education, remember, health, education, food, water supply, sanitation, housing were identified. The question of human choices is ignored and the emphasis is on the provision of basic needs of defined areas. Next approach of human development, capability approach. This approach is associated with Professor Amartya Sen, Nobel Prize winner in economics. Building human capabilities in the areas of health, education and access to resources is the key to increasing human development. Bhutan is the only country in the world to officially proclaim the gross national happiness (GNH) as the measure of the country's progress. Material progress and technological developments are approached more cautiously, taking into consideration the possible harm they might bring to the environment or the other aspects of culture and spiritual life of the Bhutanese. This simply means material progress cannot come at the cost of happiness. GNH, gross national happiness, encourages us to think of the spiritual, non-material and qualitative aspects of a development. Very good point. Since 1990, 1990 से the United Nations Development Program UNDP has been publishing the Human Development Report every year. याद रखेंगे 1990 से UNDP के द्वारा Human Development Report every year. This report provides a rank-wise list of all member countries according to the level of human development. The Human Development Index and the Human Poverty Index are two important indices to measure human development used by United Nations Development Program. It is a non-income measure. The probability of not surviving till the age of 40, the adult illiteracy rate, the number of people who don't have access to clean water, and the number of small children who are underweight are all taken into account to show the shortfall in human development in any region. Often the Human Poverty Index is more revealing than the Human Development Index. Looking at both these measures of human development together gives an accurate picture of the human development situation in a country. The ways to measure human development are constantly being refined and newer ways of capturing different elements of human development are being researched. Researchers have found links between the level of corruption or political freedom in a particular region. There is also a discussion regarding a political freedom index and a listing of the most corrupt countries. Can you think of other links to the level of human development. Now, let us have a look at the international comparison. International comparisons of human development are interesting. Size of the territory and per capita income are not directly related to human development. Often smaller countries have done better than larger ones in human development. Similarly, relatively, poor nations have been ranked higher than richer neighbors in terms of human development. For example, Sri Lanka, Trinidad and Tobago have a higher rank than India in the Human Development Index despite having smaller countries. Similarly, within India, Kerala performs much better than Punjab and Gujarat in human development despite having lower per capita income. Countries can be classified into 4 groups on the basis of human development scores earned by them. Countries with very high human development index are those which have a score of over 0.793. According to the Human Development Report of 2014, this group includes 49 countries. Now, this is the earlier report, Human Development Index Report 2013, and you can see here human development categories, criteria and countries. Mind it, 2013 report है 2013 का लेवल ऑफ ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट ये है और वेरी हाई स्कोर इन डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स एबव 0.808 और नंबर ऑफ कंट्रीज 49 है. यहाँ पर नेक्स्ट कम टू हाई बिटवीन 0.700 अप टू 0.807. दे आर 53 कंट्रीज. दे बैक टू रिपोर्ट 2013. मीडियम लेवल ऑफ ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट मीडियम है, ये बिटवीन इसके जो स्कोर इन डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स है बिटवीन 0.556 अप टू 0.699 and 42 countries are there. Now level of human development low, it's below 0.555 and there are 43 countries. Top 10 countries with high value index, it's the 2014 report. Top countries, number 1, Norway, 2, Australia, 3, third position pair, Switzerland, 4th, Netherlands, 5th, United States, 6th, Germany, 7, New Zealand, 8, Canada, 9, Singapore, and 10, Denmark. High level of human development group has for 53 countries. Providing education and health care is an important government priority. Countries with higher human development are those where a lot of investment in the social sector has taken place. Altogether, a higher investment in people and good governance has set this group of countries apart from others. Just try to find out the percentage of the country's income spent on these sectors. Can you think of some other characteristics that these countries have in common? You will notice that many of these countries have been the former imperial powers. The degree of social diversity in these countries is not very high. Many of the countries with a high human development score are located in Europe and represent the industrialized Western world. Yet there are striking numbers of non-European countries also who have made it to this list. Countries with medium levels of human development form the largest group. There are 42 countries in the medium level of human development. Most of these are the countries which have emerged in the period after the Second World War, mind it. Some countries from this group were former colonies, with many others have emerged after the breakup of the erstwhile Soviet Union in 1990. Many of these countries have been rapidly improving their human development score by adopting more people-oriented policies and reducing social discrimination. Most of these countries have a much higher social diversity from the countries with higher human development scores. Many in this group have faced political instability and social uprisings at some point of time in their recent history. As many as 43 countries record low levels of human development. A large proportion of these are small countries which have been going through political turmoil and social instability in the form of civil war, famine, or a high incidence of diseases. There is an urgent need to address the human development needs of this group through well thought out policies. So this the India, the 126th Human Development Index. It's a 2000 report, just I told you. Report of 2006 है. यहाँ पे आपके फिर इम्प्रूव हुए और मैंने बताया अभी कि इंडिया रैंक्स 132 out of 191 nations in 2000 Human Development Index. Many in this group have faced political instability and social uprising at the point of time in their recent history. Just here's the repetition of this page. International comparisons of human development can show some very interesting results. Often people tend to blame low levels of human development on the culture of the people. For example, X countries has lower human development because its people follow white religion or belong to a Z community. Such statements are misleading. To understand why a particular region keeps reporting low or high levels of human development, it is important to look at the pattern of government expenditures on the social sector, the political involvement of the country, and the amount of freedom people have is also important. Countries with high levels of human development invest more in the social sectors and are generally free from political turmoil and instability. Distribution of the country's resources is also for more equitable. Very good point. On the other hand, places with low levels of human development tend to spend more on the defense rather than social sectors. This shows that these countries tend to be located in areas of political instability and have not been able to initiate accelerated economic development. Now choose the right answer. There are a few questions for you. You have to do it as exercise. Choose the right answer from the four alternatives given below. Which one of the following best describes the development? When A, an increase in size, B, a constant in size, C, a positive change in quality, D, a simple change in the quality. Next question for you. Which one of the following scholars introduced the concept of human development? A, Professor Amartya Sen, B, L.N.C. Shample, D, Dr. Mehboob al-Haq, D, Rogel. You have to write the answer in 30 words and so you can go up to 50 words. Answer the following questions in about 30 words. Question number 1, what are the 3 basic areas of human development? This will make the point clear. Question number 2, name the 4 main components of human development. Question number 3, how are countries classified on the basis of Human Development Index? More questions for you. Answer the following questions in 30 questions. I think this is the repetition. So this is how you can have the basics of the human development. However, there is a report in this lecture, a report of 2014, and now just I told in the beginning or even just now, now India ranks 132 out of 191 out of 191 countries in the list of Human Development Index. Thank you.